ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿ ಶಾರದಾ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಚರಿತಂ ರಘುನಾಥಸ್ಯ ಶತಕೋಟಿ ಪ್ರವಿಸ್ತರಂ ಏಕೈಕಮಕ್ಷರಂ ಪುಂಸಾಂ ಮಹಾಪಾತಕನಾಶನಂ. Welcome to all for this session on Sri Rama Charitha Manasa. In the previous part, we saw Sati who got doubt about the mortal nature of Sri Rama, doubted whether he is really an supreme eternal Parabrahma, and then seeing her doubt, Shiva asked her to test him. At that time, Rama, in the form of an ordinary mortal, he was wandering around the Dandaka forest, having Sita, his consort, being abjected by Ravana. Rama was wailing over her, over losing her. And at that time, Sati went in front of him in the garb of Sita, and Rama, immediately on recognizing her, asked her about the whereabouts of Shiva and also inquired her why she is wandering alone in the forest. And being caught by her delusion, Siti immediately ran back to Shiva, but while on the way, she saw the delusion of Rama, Sita, Lakshmana being there everywhere. But now, when Shiva asked her how she tested Rama, she is not in a position to reveal the truth. Having realized the greatness of the hero of Raghu's race, Sati in her awe concealed the truth from Shiva. I made no test, my lord. I made obeisance just like you. What you said cannot be true. I am fully convinced in my heart. Lord Shankara then looked within by contemplation and came to know all that Sati had done. Again he bowed his head to the delusive power of Sri Rama that had prompted Sati to tell a lie. What has been preordained by the will of Sri Hari must have its way. All wise Shambhu thought within himself, Sati had assumed the disguise of Sita. This made Shiva much disconsolate at heart. If I continue to love Sati as heretofore, the cult of devotion will disappear. It can be indecorous to do so because now he no longer could able to see Sati as his wife. Sati is too chaste to be abandoned, and it is great sin to love her any more as a wife. Great Lord Shiva uttered not a word aloud, although there was great agony in his heart. Then Shankara bowed his head at the feet of the Lord, and as soon as he invoked Sri Rama, the idea came to his mind that he should have no connection with Sati so long as she continued to remain in that body. Shiva resolved accordingly, and having so resolved and stable minded, Lord Shankara proceeded towards his home at Mount Kailasa. With his mind fixed on the hero of Raghu's race, even as he stepped forward, a storming voice from heaven thundered forth, Glory to the great Lord Shiva, who has so staunchly upheld the cause of devotion. Who else than you can take such a vow? You are a devotee of Sri Rama and the all powerful Lord at the same time. Sati felt troubled at heart when she heard the heavenly voice. She addressed Shiva in a faltering voice. Tell me, O merciful Lord, what vow you have taken? You are an embodiment of truth and compassionate to the poor. Even though Sati inquired in ways more than one, the slayer of the demon Tripura, Shankara, did not spoke even a single word. Sati then concluded that the omniscient Lord had come to know everything and felt sorry that she had tried to deceive Shambhu. The woman is silly and stupid by nature. he realized. Even water, when mixed with milk, sells as milk. Look at the unifying process of love. The water, however, is separated from the milk, and the taste also disappears the moment a drop of acid is introduced into it in the form of a disease. Sati felt perturbed in her heart at the thought of what she had done, and the extent of her anxiety could neither be gauged nor described. To realize that Lord Shiva is a supremely unfathomable ocean of mercy, hence he did not openly declare her fault. From the attitude of Shankara, however, she judged that the Lord had abandoned her and felt disturbed in her heart. Conscious of her guilt, she could not utter a word of protest, but all the while her heart smoldered like a furnace. Perceiving the sad look of Sati, Shiva, who was a bull emblazoned on his standard, narrated the beautiful stories in order to divert her mind, relating various legends while on his way. The Lord of the universe, Shiva, reached Kailasa. Then, recalling his vow, Shambhu sat down there under a banyan tree in the yogic pose known as Padmasana, the pose of a lotus. Shankara communed with his own self and passed into an unbroken and indefinitely long samadhi or the trance state. Then Sati dwelt in Kailasa, her mind grievously sorrowing. Nobody knew anything about what has gone on in her mind, but the days hung heavy on her like so many yugas or ages. The grief that preyed on Sati's mind has ever new, for she did not know when she would be able to cross the ocean of sorrow. I slighted the Lord of Raghus and again took my husband's word to be untrue. Providence has repaid me for my sins and has done only that which I deserved. Now, O God, it does not behove you that you should make me survive even after alienating me from Shankara. The anguish of her heart was beyond words. The sane lady invoked the presence of Rama in her heart and addressed him thus: if they refer to you as compassionate to the poor, and if the Vedas have glorified you as the dispeller of sorrow, I beseech with joined palms, O Lord, that I may be speedily rid of this body of mine. If I have any devotion to the feet of Shiva, and if I am true to my vow in thought, word, and deed. Then, O all perceiving Lord, listen to me and speedily devise some plan whereby I may die and be thus rid of this unbearable calamity without much exertion. The daughter of Daksha, Sati, thus felt very miserable. Her deep agony was terrible beyond words. When 87,000 years elapsed, the immortal Shambhu emerged from his trance. Shiva started repeating the name of Rama. Then Sati came to know that the Lord of the universe had come to the waking state. She went and bowed at the feet of Shambhu. Shankara gave her a seat opposite himself. He began to narrate the delightful stories of Srihari. Meanwhile, Daksha, that is Sati's father, had come to be the lord of created beings. On careful consideration, the creator Brahma found Daksha qualified in every way and appointed him as the supreme lord of created beings. When Daksha attained this high position, the pride of his heart knew no bounds. Never was a creature born in this world whom power did not intoxicate person. Thus, Daksha, because of being getting intoxicated with the power, he commits a mistake which allows Sati to give up her body in the yajna of her father Daksha. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Bye.
श्री रामचंद्र कृपाल भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम् श्री रामचंद्र कृपाल भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम् श्रीराम 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 श्रीराम